Hi there, viewers and gamers alike out there, and how you doing? And welcome back for another multi-universal lore and more of DC, Marvel, and Japanese anime crossovers. Why? Because this is the ultimate Arkham universe right here in Marvel Spider-Man. So, this game is rated T for teen because of the blood, language, and violence, and this is not KID friendly because this is Alliance teen. This game should be M-rated, not T. What kind of idiots are they by saying this game is T-rated? Why? Because they're morons. Anyways, enough about that. So, I'm going to talk about a special comic book character that no one, or mostly people, might have not heard of him, including very few who might know this. And the first Black Batman was created by Stan Lee. I'm not joking. The first Black Batman before Miles Morales, the Ultimate Spider-Man, who came into the Spider-Man universe, or the Spider-Verse, the very first Black Batman, okay, he goes somewhat after that, but I'm going to get straight to the point. So, Batman may be a person of color in DC's newest comic series from John Ridley, but years earlier, Stan Lee created the first African American Batman. I am not kidding. And this is something you would love to hear about this. Also, hashtag Black Lives Matter. That's right. Why? Because I treat everybody who are black are like my family, if you want to know completely. And because why? I am spiritually colorblind. That's why. And because of this, my very first African American friend named Eddie. He was black, and he was an African American, and I love him like a brother, and I treat him like he is one of my own. He is like my own, my very own. I see no different. I see no different from what it is worth. However, I'm going to talk about this. About why Stan Lee. You just remember, Stan Lee was never racist. He never was. Because he treated everyone, those who are superheroes, like equals. Have you forgot? So, let's start with this. Oscar-winning screenwriter John Ridley has hinted that the Batman in his upcoming miniseries will be a person of color, offering great diversity in the DC Comics universe. Long before Ridley's project was a reality. However, Marvel Comics writer Stan Lee actually created the first African American Batman for DC Comics. It is I'm not kidding. This is 100% true. Not a joke. Not a fake. This is absolutely real. While it may seem possible that the founder of Marvel Comics once wrote for DC Comics, Stan actually got a chance to reinvent every major DC hero when DC offered him the chance to write his own miniseries. And it's called Just Imagine, which had Stan put his own spin on classic characters like Superman, Wonder Woman, and The Flash. When it came time to reimagine Batman, however, Stan went in a novel direction. I'm not joking. I think this is how he created Batman in a different way. So I'm gonna picture this in your mind, or for those who've seen this, or in a once in a lifetime comic. I mean, if you see it on the comic strip thumbnail, for some reason it is absolutely special. Just imagine Stan Lee's Batman comic. Just imagine Stan Lee's Batman had Stan Lee team up with artist Joe Kubert, that's his name, to create a Batman like no other. That's right. Lee's version was not a white billionaire playboy named Bruce Wayne, but an African-American man named Wayne Wilson. That's right, Wayne Wilson. Not Wade Wilson. Wayne Wilson. Not Wade. Wayne Wilson, okay? So get the names right that I'm telling you, okay? Because it's easier that way. It's pretty simple, not that complicated to say the names correctly. Wayne Wilson. Capital W-A-Y-N-E. Not Wade, W-A-D-E. Okay? Now get the gum out of your ears and listen good. Thanks, Bruce Campbell. I really picked up your line there. So, Wayne Wilson, the son of a slain police officer, Wayne is raised in poverty and grows apathetic to the violence and corruption in his neighborhood. Despite this, when he sees a mobster's girlfriend nearly get gunned down in a drive-by shooting, he pushes her out of the way, saving her life. Now that is what I call a hero's move, or should I say a superhero move that does something to be born. Instead of thanking Wayne, the mobster Handz, Handz, beats up the young little man, the young little child, if you want to know, it's a he. Nearly crushes his hands, and later frames Wayne for a robbery. Swearing revenge, Wayne passes his time in the jail cell, watching the bats flying outside at night, and even befriends one of them. He also starts working out and adds an insane amount of muscle. That's right, an insane amount of muscle to his skinny frame. He's a skinny. Wayne Wilson's a skinny dude, very skinny. He went from like the Skinny Steve, like you know how Skinny Steve, Skinny Steve Rogers, who became Captain America. Yeah, that guy. Skinny Steve is like, Wayne Wilson is like the Skinny Steve type of Captain Rogers, or Steve Rogers, who becomes Captain America. Of course, Wayne Wilson went from Skinny Wilson to a bodybuilding and he also does a lot of stretches, if you want to know, becoming a powerhouse in a matter of months. Wow, it's like mind blown. How did he be able to build up a lot of body mass? He gained lean muscle, but where does he eat the food? How is he able to build up so much body mass in a matter of months? So he went from skinny to a to a body mask like Captain America and Bruce Wayne / Batman, of course, because this is DC and Marvel Universal crossover, and also with Japanese anime, don't you forget that. That is incredible. Like a bunch of bats, like he saw them, and then he started befriending the bats. I know it's not a bat cave in a bat cell, and I know how it's like, why do I, yeah, and I can relate to something like that, but hear me out on this one, because this is going to make you something worthwhile to listen, because I'm pretty sure I know from when I know that people think darkness is as clear as daylight. And you cannot get up from when there is always darkness all around us, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And you are gonna want to hear this. And I'm pretty sure. So, after standing up for his cellmate, Wayne gains another friend, if you want to know. Dr. Frederick Grant, if you want to know. Dr. Frederick Grant, who encourages Wayne to develop his mind as well. Wayne takes this to heart, using the prison library to educate himself. Unfortunately, during this period of self-improvement, Wayne's mother dies, increasing Wayne's anger towards Hans for keeping him away from his family. So Hans is kind of like the mystery gunman or the mystery murder type of guy, or the Joe Chill type of character. So yeah, I mean, what do you expect? I mean, it is somewhat related, but I can definitely tell this is somehow Batman related. Oh, wow. So, yeah. Increasing Wayne's anger towards Hans for keeping him away from his family. Wayne finally gets a break-in. Wayne Wilson. So, finally gets a break when, during a prison riot, he protects the warden from several thugs and earns himself a pardon. Completely. Virtually unrecognizable from the skinny teenager he used to be, he decides to earn money by becoming the costumed wrestler, Batman. I'm not kidding. The costume wrestler, and it's somehow like a luchador mask where Peter Parker finally comes up with it. It's called Spider-Man. A luchador Spider-Man wrestler, yes. And it is somehow related to the Marvel Comics of Spider-Man. It's just, wow. See how this works when you relate to DC and Marvel Comics like this? Because why? This is the ultimate Arkham universe. That's why. Thanks to his incredible strength and fighting skills, Batman soon becomes a star attraction, but keeps his identity a secret. As his fame grows, Wayne is able to earn himself a fortune and buy a mansion in the Hollywood Hills. That's right. So he was able to educate himself in the prison library, because when Dr. Frederick Grant told them if he could educate himself, learning the things that he'd never be able to do, like science, math, chemistry, foundations of art, and also how to be an actor, and all that, all this type of lifestyle. And also, he has to do mixed martial arts. As a wrestler, he can do like like street fighting techniques, mixed martial arts, Of course, he can do like drunken boxing if you want to know. Yes, drunken boxing is a sport, but I'd rather not talk about that one. Of course, there is boxing, wrestling, and yes, he does if I'm pretty sure I've heard the word Muay Thai, if you want to know. It's something to do, yeah. Thai kickboxing, karate, kung fu, and taekwondo. All from what he needs to learn from what is worth. It is just, yes, and he is able to eat something that's healthy, but he also needs to eat like lean meats, very lean meats, to keep the lean mean body mass of over 200 pounds of muscle that he is worth. I mean, absolutely amazing. I mean, he would. I'm pretty sure he might eat like oatmeal. Let's see, not rice, oatmeal crackers, or was it rice cakes? Rice cakes with peanut butter and chocolate. With some goat feta cheese, with some bit of veggies if you like to add it, with some lean meats like the turkey breast, ham, roast beef if you like to know, with some sandwiches, and also chicken, which I'm pretty sure I'll eat. Also grilled chicken, which I'm pretty sure he can drink like some protein shakes to keep a well-balanced diet to build like to keep the lean muscle and build lean muscle as strong as he can get to protect others for those who cannot protect themselves. It's pretty useful very awesome if you want to know. I'm trying, and yes, he can also eat fish, which is omega-3s. Pretty sure he has to eat his vitamins and minerals, and he also eats a protein bar for something to, I mean, he goes on pre-workouts and then the post-workouts, and he also needs to keep himself hydrated, like water and something for a vitamin drinks so that way he can keep his level balanced for his calorie intake. Yes, and also, where did all the food go? Remember, he's a bodybuilder. He had to do with a lot of sit-ups, push-ups, and he also has to bench press, leg press. He also would have to do the deadlifts as well, because that. He also has to do jogging, very much jogging if you want to know. And remember, he has to do that boxing when he had to do like mixed martial arts, kicking, punching, elbowing, which is like Muay Thai if you want to know, Taekwondo, Kung Fu, and Karate. Very much indeed if you want to put it into work. And also, like I said, he had to learn, like educating himself, science, math, chemistry, foundations of art, algebra, and he also have to learn some languages if for those who how to speak in the language, even though the languages are from the country he was born with. He had to speak Zulu, Afrikaans, or Swahili. I'm pretty sure there are some other languages that I'm not familiar with, but I'm pretty sure he does come up with. Of course, he can also speak other languages besides on the African nations. I would say Spanish, German, French. Yes, French. And also Italian. Very much Italian. He can try to speak Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. and any way that he can learn in a language. Russian as well. I'll give you that. Swedish, Danish, Norwegian, you name it. Any way he can to conjure up with languages that he really wants to learn and how to speak as much as he could. Choosing now to go after the mobster that sent him to prison, Batman recruits Dr. Frederick Grant, who had been released from prison, and gets him to build useful gadgets into his bat suit, including night vision lenses, sound amplifying sensors, and a glider cape. Yes, a glider cape! So he had like the glider cape with the memory cloth. Virtually flexible, but put a current through it, molecules realign, becomes rigid. And he can and what kind of shapes it can be tailored. It can be tailored to fit any structure based on rigid skeleton. And he calls Batman. He also adds Kevlar to his costume to make Wayne bulletproof. So yes, this feels like Batman Begins. Awesome, isn't it? Wow, mind blown. Just before, I'm pretty sure this may be somewhat or before the 2005 movie of Batman Begins came out, which became a hit movie blockbuster. To ensure nobody connects him to the Batman, Wayne also requests that Dr. Grant masquerade as the mansion's owner, while Wayne pretends to be his bodyguard, if you want to know. Really smart, if you want to know. Really super smart that he has to put this into plan and make it count, and it works. He is an absolute genius to know what to do, and is just super amazing. Absolutely amazing, spectacular, and sensational. Thus armed, Batman goes after Hans, who has been building a criminal empire over the years. After an extended battle, Batman knocks Hans off to the roof of his tower and lets him fall to his death. I know it may sound like wow, but that's what the comic book says. Showing this Batman doesn't have a no-kill rule, if you want to know. Having achieved his revenge, Batman continues to fight the criminal element and goes on to join Stan Lee's version of the Justice League. It's just absolutely amazingly mind-blown to have a first African-American Batman to stop a criminal, because of course showing that this Batman doesn't have a no-kill rule. But if it wasn't having a no-kill rule, things would be different. But however, the hands of this criminal empire shows no mercy, I'm pretty sure that the Hands, who is a vicious criminal and has his own empire, showed like no mercy, and doesn't have a reason to show any honor, because I'm pretty sure supervillains do not give superheroes like Batman a second chance, because they just don't want to change. They want to regain from what they have on a criminal empire and make things their own way by blackmailing and start trying to off people in any other way to secure until that becomes a reality. But Batman says no. It will not happen on his watch, not in his city, never again because of what happened. So yeah, because, you know, they're showing this Batman doesn't have a no-kill rule. It becomes like the Michael Keaton's Batman. So yeah, when the Joker died, and that's how Batman was not supposed to kill. But guess what? Batman kind of killed the Joker from that part. So yeah, it was. I don't know why, but it's an interesting comic book. If you guys want to know, I mean, it's that is something. This is something worth to look for, and it really caught my interest for those. And I'm pretty sure it's a very. Just remember, I mean. This Batman character wanted to protect people, so it will not suffer the same way that his family, or way of Wayne Wilson's family, would ever go through again. Got falsely accused of a robbery that he didn't do. I know it feels like he's in a dark place, but when he befriends Bats and also befriends Dr. Frederick Grant, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Always there will be light at the end of the tunnel, because he never stopped fighting for crime. He will never stop fighting crime. He will always move forward and try to become the better hero. He doesn't want to be the best superhero. He wants to be a better superhero. He's learning, he's quickly growing, and most of all, he's going to be better than best. You heard me right. Better than best. I hope you guys enjoyed this comic book character hero of info type of lore of the Stan Lee's version of Batman, the African American character Batman, Wayne Wilson, right here of what you just heard. Don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and tell me, what do you guys think of the character of Batman of the Marvel Comics? Now, the Batman of DC Comics you have, but the Batman of Marvel Comics, who is the first African-American superhero to be created in the Marvel Comics, which is Stan Lee himself, Stan the Man. Leave a comment section below, and I would love to hear your opinions about it. So, this is Leo Wolverine saying, as your friendly neighborhood spider cop who takes chances, making mistakes, and getting messy, who likes peanut butter and chocolate and breakfast for dinner, because I eat punks for breakfast, because I fight crime, right here in Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. Godspeed, play safe, and shalom. Hashtag Black Lives Matter, because it's time for change. And we are, and this is why Black Lives Matter for everyone. And we have to fight for honor, love, truth, and justice for all. And there also will be trials and tribulations, but there will always be light at the end of the tunnel. See you guys next time for more of the multi-universal lore and more of any crossover of Marvel's Spider-Man. Wonderful time to have this kind of conversation, is it? Once again, hashtag Black Lives Matter.